Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to What Would Brev Do, episode 16. This is the series where I, a top 50 player, walk you through a ranked seasons game from start to finish and talk about what's going on in my head. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more MLB The Show content. Drop a like on this video, helps me out a ton. And if you missed any of the other episodes, the link to the playlist is in the description below. So for today's episode, long time since we've done one of these, been focusing on other content, but we're going to have mostly, except for second base, an all stage 3 Team Affinity lineup. I haven't gotten Robin Yount yet, so that's why Cano's at second, plus this lineup could desperately use Cano instead of another righty. But yeah, here's the lineup. We're going to be pitching with Orel, and it's our first game of the season. We're at 700 rating, fresh off of making World Series last season, of course. So let's talk about the beginning of the season stuff. A lot of people like to wait to play ranked for a week or two. I think it's generally fine. It depends on how much time you have to play. So if you don't have a lot of time to play, I would probably wait to play ranked seasons because it's a little easier to have a higher win rate after a couple weeks. Maybe spend the first couple weeks grinding the program, playing events, grinding prestiges, stuff like that. Also, starting off at 700, I have the potential to be playing on All-Star, so let's hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see. If you get to 768 or higher, and you hold the matchmaking meter all the way to the left, then the minimum will be 700, and you're guaranteed to play on Hall of Fame. So my goal every season is try to get to 768 ASAP and then stay above there so my games are on Hall of Fame, because bouncing between All-Star and Hall of Fame is usually not a good time. So we did find a match. We're on the road. We're playing Weederbug, and we're facing Kyle Wright. So not a pitcher I was expecting to go up against. We've had a large influx of starting pitchers in the game recently, and Kyle Wright's kind of been phased out by a lot of people. So this should be interesting. I haven't faced him in a hot minute. This guy's lineup is pretty good. He's also playing at Laughing Mountain, which isn't the worst for us because we do have diamond defense in all 3 outfield positions, as well as 96 speed Eric Davis in center. So this is actually a pretty good park for us with how our defense is laid out. Like I always say, outfield defense is very important to me, more so than hitting for outfielders. So that looked kind of like All-Star, which means I'm scared. Yeah, not to be repetitive in the series, I mean, I haven't done one for a long time, so this may be a good refresher, but obviously we have speed at the top of our lineup. Want to make sure we're being patient. We want to see how our opponent sequences to start the game. Perfect ground out there. Pretty good at bat, even though we only saw 3 pitches. I imagine since this guy sent me a friendly, he has some idea of who I am and that I may be seeing a lot of balls in the zone this game. We'll see what happens, but honestly pretty good at bat. Not a whole lot we can do there. We were just slightly on top of the ball. I think he's thrown one of every pitch so far as well. Kind of just feeling him out. There's another sinker. 0-2 count again. It's much better to be in 0-2 counts in the first inning than like the 8th inning, so we shall see how he sequences. Hopefully by then he'll give us some information we can take advantage of. I imagine he's going to stick with the soft stuff here until at least 3-2 because I crushed that fastball up and in last at bat. He went sinker down and in. It's a pretty good pitch. He seems to like that already. I think he's thrown it 3 times out of 8 pitches, the sinker low and into a righty. So we'll try to speed our bat up with a righty and 2 strikes on us moving forward. Here's Cano. Auto shift. I don't think I've talked a lot about auto shift in these episodes before, but I really hate swinging early in the count with no one on base with a guy that gets auto shifted, because I feel like you're just leaving yourself susceptible to just hitting right into the shift. So if there's a guy on base, it changes things a lot, obviously, because the alignment is standard. But let's see if this gets over the bronze shield. Not quite. Reggie Jackson ran that down. So 2 out of our 3 at bats that inning were good. It happens, man. Can't get frustrated with taking good hacks, especially early on. This guy's trying to bunt with his cap, so I'm going to hit down on the D-pad, set my defense to bunt defense, and then I'm going to press triangle, and for the batter, I'm going to go to second base and put him in as well. This is how I usually like to play people that bunt. It does leave you susceptible to just giving up a fucking, I didn't mean to say the F word, but you know how it goes on YouTube sometimes. Giving up just a rocket shot through the infield. And now that there's 2 strikes, I will probably pull him back, at least the corners. It's fine, actually. This works. Probably overthinking it. He maybe was even just showing bunt to start the game, but it's very easy to bunt to second base and get a hit this year if you have a guy with high bunt rating, so that's how I usually counter that. Obviously they can counter it by just swinging away, but what can you do? They have the power as the batter, so keeping him pretty off balance here. He's been early, he's been late. Let's try to run this cutter inside yet again. As I always say, I like to try to pitch with a rocking chair early in the game, especially the first inning. Just try to figure out where my opponent's bat is at, where his bat speed is at. I think he was early on that changeup, and we get a nice lazy pop-up. I'm really excited for Orel Hershiser, man. We haven't had a... It's been quite a long time, like over a year, since we've had an Orel Hershiser that was meta, so really excited for this card a lot. I typically have pretty good control with his cards, too. I think his delivery is pretty easy to work with for analog pitching. For some reason, his bat's still really fast, so let's try a 1-1 get me over curveball, see if we can get him flailing, get ahead in the count. Yeah, he was pretty early there. Let's try a slider. I'm just trying to stick with the off speed here for now because he has had a really fast bat for the majority of this inning. So let's try to run the cutter in on the lefty yet again. This is a pitch you really don't want to miss your spot with. That's why Orel is good. I mean, that was literally a ball and he hit it out, so nothing you could do there, man. That's a perfect pitch, honestly. Good swing by him. Yikes. That pitch was exactly where I wanted to put it. And I just made a mistake there. I did what I always preach to watch for as a batter, so I gave up a home run on a cutter. Usually people, when they give up bombs, don't double up on the pitch, so I went to sinker and he was actually ready for it. So usually I've been trying to make a conscious effort when I give up a home run to actually throw the same pitch right afterwards, just because in general people will try to adjust off that, and you could very easily give up back-to-back home runs on 2 pitches just by being predictable. So it seems like he's slowing his bat down quite a bit. I almost wish Orel had a 4-seam instead of a slider like his old cards did, but it's hard to really complain about this card. He looks really, really good. So let's try the 0-2 changeup in the dirt. He did kind of want it. This is usually where I'd go fastball high, but I don't have one, so let's try sinker inside. He's a little bit late on it. Still a pretty good swing, though. So we only give up 1 in the first. We did throw 19 pitches, though. The beauty of these Stage 3 releases is that their stamina is insane. So we have a pretty significant stamina advantage. Orel Hershiser has probably 20 more stamina, at least, than Kyle Wright, so even though we're 8 pitches behind, we're pretty even stamina-wise. So 2-0 count. I'm taking till 2 strikes now. Again, it's early in the game. If he's going to walk me, I'm going to take that. I know you guys cringe at this approach sometimes, but it is what it is. Plus, I wanted a drink of the deliciousness that is Gatorade. Can I get a sponsorship, huh? Alright, back to the game. I fully imagined this to be off speed here. It was, and I was still early, just a little bit. Pretty good spot for a slider, honestly. Pretty awkward to hit. Not down the middle, but not inside. Probably not where he wanted to put the pitch, but pretty awkward to try to put the PCI on there. So we still don't have a base runner, but we will stick to our approach. This approach will come around eventually. We've been taking decent to good swings for the most part, so this is why we play 9 innings. Off speed here again. Oh wow, he tripled up on the fastball. Alright, getting owned a little bit. It happens. Let me turn the fan on too. Sorry for the background noise, but it's hot as hell in this room right now. Alright, right on right. Being patient yet again. Trying to generate something. He's going first pitch curveball, which means he's still not pitching disrespectfully. He's still trying to work the corners a little bit, at least. So
in there, 1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
He tried that sinker down and in and missed his spot a little bit. Great slider. It's a perfect spot for that pitch. We put yet another good swing on the ball too. Just can't really do much with that pitch, man. It happens. I feel like these what would Brev do's, we like literally never score early in the game, and then we just end up coming back somehow. So bear with me, dudes. Again, trying to stick with the rocking chair here. I may be a little weary of throwing change-ups to this guy, though. I feel like I've thrown maybe a little bit too many change-ups so far this game, so we're going to try to stick to the hard stuff. It's generally a good idea to throw hard stuff to Reggie Jackson, too, because Reggie Jackson has a really slow swing, like one of the slowest swings in the game, so even if you're playing someone who's generally had good timing for most of the game, they may end up being late if you throw a lot of hard stuff to Reggie just because his swing is so significantly slower than a lot of other cards in the game. So you get him to pop out on the sinker there. A couple of good pitches to start this at bat too. I'm going to try to front door this cutter since he seems like he's getting a little check swing happy. Maybe we can freeze him. We did not freeze him. We did the opposite of freezing him. Good cut there. Alright, so this seems like a player who we're going to have to throw balls when we're ahead in the count. Sometimes when people are overly patient or check swing happy, it's a really good idea to try to like catch him looking with 2 strikes. This opponent is not going to be one of those guys. He's going to definitely be a guy that we need to throw balls to when we're ahead in the count when we got 2 strikes. Check on the runner at second here really quick, then throw to first. Sometimes people try to run to third or they get greedy and you can back pick him at second there. Pretty standard baseball play. Try not to take too much time doing that though if there's a guy that's fast that hit the ball. I kind of had the luxury of the pitcher hitting it there. I'm going to throw home here because Eric Davis has a cannon. Very good play by him going to second base. I pretty much have to throw home to get the runner out. I don't have time to hit the cutoff, so him staying at third, and he might bunt here. I just made a mistake. Do I put the bunt defense on? It's a hard call. But yeah, he knew I was going to throw home, and he knew that he was probably out if he went home, so he made the smart decision of staying at third but also taking second base on the throw. So good play by him. He's playing really well so far. I'm hoping to get out of this inning with no more damage. We just need one more strike. Try his changeup in the dirt one more time. Check swing, God. Again, this is a spot where I'd love to throw a 4-seamer above the zone, but I just don't have one with Orel. Pretty good pitch there. Try to go a little lower with it. And we got him to pop out again. So if you notice that inning, on sinkers running away from lefties, he popped out twice. So it seems like he's having a little bit of trouble with that pitch. So we will keep that in our back pocket moving forward. That may end up being our go-to pitch for this game because so far he hasn't performed well. Whether it's timing or PCI placement or both, he has not liked that pitch. So we may have to reference that in a big spot later in the game. I will also try to save it too for a big spot. Couple of 4-seams in the zone to start the at-bat, so now we're getting into territory where maybe he's pitching a little disrespectfully, pounding the zone early in the count, and we may have to end up swinging a little earlier in the count, you know, countering his counter to our approach. Hung the curveball, another good swing, get over Reggie's head, nope. This is straight miserable right now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have hit the ball really well and have not had a single base runner. So hopefully this luck turns around for us at some point. Sinker inside. Probably just missed his spot there. Let's see where he ends up putting this pitch if it's like a 4-seamer right down the middle. Slider. So he seems to be aware that I just crushed that last pitch and maybe he's pitching a little more cautiously too. Maybe he's been burned by Jason Kendall in the past. Probably pretty unlikely, but it's pretty obvious he's not trying to hose me one here, which is a little different than the Tony Gwynn at bat. So 3-1 taking this, pitcher on deck. If we get a walk, we can bunt Kendall over. Pretty standard stuff. He went back to the well of his favorite pitch versus righties, which is a down and in sinker. Maybe slider down and away here. He actually went with the curveball, so there were like 3 options for that pitch. It was the double up on the sinker down and in, the slider low and away, which he threw to K-line, and curveball. Pretty much were the 3 options there. So slap a single up the middle. We'll see if we can get some bunt action going here. Sometimes people slide step or pitch out in 0-1 counts because that's usually when people bunt. So I'll just try to lay this one down. Pulled it back. I'm going to try a steal bunt here. Got a pretty bad jump. Just get it down, Orel. Nice. So stealing while bunting is risky, but it's the best way to guarantee that you move the runner over, assuming it's a good bunt. So now we're looking to hack early in the count. I feel very confident with Eric Davis. I tried to check swing that. That was horrible. It really was supposed to be a check swing, and now I'm just being over aggressive because this is the first shot I've had all game to really do some damage. So we got to reel it back a bit. I haven't played ranked in a very long time, so it's no excuse, but he actually went to that four-seam up and in, even though I crushed it with Davis in the first inning. Pretty interesting. He went change up low. We were early on it. That's a swing we hit a home run on. I don't understand, but I'll take it. Nothing to really say about that at bat, man. Just a guy we trust a lot at the plate, battling. I want to talk about lineup construction as well. That's a good time to bring it up. I brought it up in the last episode, but I do like speed at the top of the lineup still, but I've really been a fan of guys hitting leadoff. That triple up on the four seam yet again, by the way. I missed it. I'm becoming more of a fan of guys that hit leadoff with pop, because speed is good, but I feel like protecting your pinch hitters late in the game is really good. Like if you have just a pure speed guy, maybe someone like Madrigal in the leadoff spot, it's a lot easier for them to pitch around like some of the goons that you bring off the bench later in the game. So I really have been valuing power in the one hole a lot. Obviously speed as well, and that's why Eric Davis is like the perfect leadoff man right now, but I do think it's important to have a guy that can go deep in the leadoff hole. I'm becoming less of a fan of guys like Kenny Lofton, Nick Madrigal, as I already said, guys like that hitting first for that reason. Just a bit of a philosophical thing. I ran a little bit too far in. I'm actually going to double up on that because it wasn't really where I wanted it, and I feel like he'll swing if I get it over. Yeah, he did swing, and I got it over. So double ups may not be good against this guy as well. Good cut by Killebrew. That's what Harmon does. 2-2 game. I'm trying to take mental note as well. It seems as if a lot of the damage he's done this game has been on pitches inside. And I am still trying to save that sinker away for a bigger spot, but in general, it appears that I may be having way more success pitching away to this guy than pitching in. So we'll try to make that adjustment. I'm going to try a front door one more time. He's probably hacking at it, though. I missed my spot pretty significantly. Luckily, he rolled it over. So, yeah. Trying to backdoor front door, catch this guy looking is just not going to work. We tried it a couple times. He has been hacking at anything close with 2 strikes, as he should be. So, wow. I think I just got red button glitched there. I don't know what that is. Weird. Alright, here's a good spot to go to the sinker low and away again. I'm scared of Reggie. Let's try to throw him the hard stuff as well, for the reasons I mentioned earlier. It's a pretty big at bat, honestly. He could easily make it 4-2 here, at least. Well, not at least. He can make it 3-2 at least. Good pitch. Great pitch from Orel there. Finally threw the changeup in the zone, as I've been trying to. So that was a big at bat. I mean, we try to go to our crutch multiple times, but you can't just throw sinkers over and over. And the same at bat, especially a big at bat like that. I think he would have been ready had I thrown it one more time. So that ball's destroyed, and that's getting over his head. So Cano with the leadoff double. You notice, I don't know if he's a little bit tilted after that Eric Davis home run, but I think that was 5 four seams in a row. So maybe he's just under the assumption that I'm not going to swing early in the count. So that's why we were hacking 0-1 there. Pretty good time to swing. And now it seems he's gone back to the more traditional way of pitching. I'd expect a sinker down and in here. Maybe here now. It's his crutch pitch, so that's why I'm looking for it. Yeah, there it is. Still late somehow. Feels bad. But you can see we We were looking for the right pitch. We got the pitch. It just didn't execute mechanically. It happens. Here's a spot where we need to be aggressive. McGriff versus a righty, runner in scoring position. Looking for the hard stuff as well, since he's having a bit of trouble locating the off speed for strikes. He may be pausing to warm someone up in the bullpen here too. It's a pretty crucial spot in the game where I could get a lot of momentum, take the lead here. So there's the hard stuff we were looking for. Just didn't execute mechanically again. Nice changeup on the black. Can't do a whole lot with that pitch. Can't do a whole lot with that pitch either, but we got lucky. I should be safe at home here. I'm also not going to, wow, he might have got me. Oh! I also didn't want to go to second there, too, because Harmon was that wasn't Harmon. Who hit that ball? McGriff? McGriff was absolutely toast if he threw to the cutoff there, and it was a pretty slow developing play where he may not have thought it was worth it to throw all the way home, so that's why we didn't take second base there, played it a little safe. K-Line gets the curveball down. Hits it out to dead center. Big inning for us, man. I mean, we're taking pretty much the same hacks that we've been taking all game. Again, swinging fairly early in the count there. He wants to pound the zone, as you guys can tell. Now he's definitely changed his approach on the mound from earlier in the game. That's also 2 at-bats in a row where he's just hosed four-seamers to Tony Gwynn. So we'll see. Keep that in mind for later. But yeah, runners in scoring position or runners on base in general, and your opponent is trying to pound the zone. It's a good time to swing usually, so that's why we're looking to take a hack there, and Al Kaline took him deep. Dude, if Al Kaline can hit this year, he's going to be a nasty card because his defense is crazy good. We're really excited to see what Al Kaline can do this year. One of the stage 3 releases that I'm looking forward to the most, for sure. Good pitch there. I saw it the whole way. If that was on Legend, I might have been forced to swing there. Four-seam up and in. I don't know why he keeps throwing that, because I've crushed it every time he's thrown it. Is this getting out? No. So that's a little unfortunate. I'm going to go to third here, just because I guarantee myself to score on a single. And I got the pitcher on the plate, so I'm probably hitting like a dinky-dunk single. That was the rare occasion where I'm swinging early in the count with the pitcher too. I have told you guys in previous episodes that I really don't like swinging with the pitcher before 2 strikes, unless there's a runner in scoring position and I feel like he's gonna hose me one. So that was the exact situation where I feel like it's appropriate to swing away with the pitcher. Put a pretty good swing on the ball as well, just didn't get the result. That's okay, it's my pitcher. Wish that ball would have got out from Kindle, though. Just missed a home run. But yeah, from his perspective, I'm not entirely sure why he keeps trying to throw fastball up and into righties. Also, we got Kyle Wright out of the game after 4 innings, so maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. Maybe he'll bring in a starter that's better than Kyle Wright, and it's bad now. But yeah, as a general rule, if your opponent's crushing something and they've proven that they can hit it multiple times, even if it's like an autopilot sequence that you're used to throwing to other people, you have to kind of have the discipline to try and stay away from that pitch. Because I did it with Eric Davis to start the game. Perfect ground out. Was on an up and in fastball. Then Eric Davis again. He threw me an up and in fastball with 2 strikes, and I ripped it foul. And then Kindle there yet again. So he may be a little tilted here. That pitch in the dirt was not a pitch he has swung at all game, and the other 2 hacks he took this inning were not good. So this is good for us, man. He seems to be emotionally different than he was towards the beginning of the game, so we'll try to take advantage of that. Last time when we felt our opponent had some tilt, he definitely was just hosing me 4-seamers down the middle. That was the Michael Young at bat right after the home run with Eric Davis. So especially with Chapman coming in here, I imagine he's just gonna let it rip with some 4-seams here. So I may be swinging first pitch here, especially with Eric Davis versus a lefty. Sinker, okay. Now we know. Two sinkers nowhere close. We'll keep that in mind. Appears like he cannot find it with the sinker, so this may be a pitch we can eliminate. There's the four seam, just like I was talking about. We can pretty much eliminate sinker there because he can't throw it for a strike, or he hasn't yet. And I took the four seam down the middle, so pretty good chance we get a double up here. He may just triple up and throw another four seam here. He did not. He threw slider. The only reason I crushed that is because it was right down the middle. That actually caught me a little off guard, and it kind of just cut or broke right into my PCI. So that was not approach at all. That was just luck. He hung the slider really bad. So you can see how aggressive I'm being versus Chapman, though. If I think it's a four seamer out of the hand, I'm just letting it rip, because I really think that's the pitch he's gonna focus on for this outing with Aroldis. Good sequence there, double fastball, just early on that slider. Really good PCI placement, though. Another swing that's pretty good. It's a lot easier to make pretty good swings. I think this is on Hall of Fame, but on lower difficulties. No two-seamers yet from him either, which is kind of surprising given that this is live series Chapman. And in my opinion, I think two-seamer is maybe his best pitch. This is a four-seam. 3-0 with Killebrew. I probably shouldn't be swinging away here. I should probably take this. Yeah, 4-pitch walk. Here comes old Fred McGriff, and he may just take Chapman out already. This outing has really gotten away from him. He's going to leave him in. I'd imagine this is sinker now because he wants a double play. It was another hanging slider. Honestly, not even that good of a swing. My mediocre swings have been no-doubt bombs, and my good swings have been outs. Such is life in MLB The Show these days. You notice he threw four-seam after giving up a home run with a slider. That's pretty typical. Same stuff we talked about earlier in the game where I made the mistake where people usually don't double up on the pitch that they just gave up a yak on. It's a subconscious thing, so just something to note. It does happen. K-Line with another extra base hit. This inning is getting really out of hand. And here comes Tony Gwynn, who he has not respected at all as a hitter so far, so I'd bet $100 this is a four-seam. And we're going to rip it into right field. We're out at home, but we're safe at second. He's already threw it home once in a close play, so that's a free second base for us there. And we're putting on a clinic this inning. This is just, he needs to get Chapman out of there. We're predicting everything he's doing. We're ripping the four-seam fastball, which is the only pitch he can throw for a respectable strike. The sliders he's thrown for strikes have been crushed because they've been right down the middle. Chapman's got to go, and he's finally pulling the trigger to Raleigh here. We need to be hyper-aggressive, too, here, because I don't think I want to take Orel out. We got runners in scoring position with one out, pitcher on deck. I think I need to be hacking at anything close here, try to get at least one of these runs home. That'll work. Terrible swing, but a ground out is an RBI there, whereas if we don't get that run home with the pitcher on deck, he's going to be stranded there at third. So here's another opportunity where I may hack. We did hack. Orel took another good swing. Perfect in the gap. So yeah, you guys are seeing me swinging away early in the count with my pitcher. Don't do it often, but back-to-back at-bats for Orel have been perfect opportunities for me to let it rip. This whole inning has just been a clinic on trying to snowball, take advantage, be aggressive when the opportunity presents itself. My bat is so fast right now. Dear Lord. He's got to go sinker up and in at some point.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1 and 2.
Oh, that looks just like it, but it was a slider. I don't know. I fouled that off. My PCI was nowhere close. There's the sinker down and in. I don't think I got all of it, though. Regardless, great inning. Okay, we'll take it. He's having a rough time in the outfield. That's twice this game. Reggie had a misplay out there too. Here's a ball right down the middle because he's mad. I missed it. But yeah, absolute clinic of an inning. I mean, if you guys want like a masterclass on how to hit, I mean, this sounds like I'm the cockiest person of all time, but literally that inning with me talking through it. Here's another bunt to second. I forgot about it. Come on, Robbie. Got him. Nice. Yeah. Watch that inning back. because that was about as good as it gets as far as recognizing tendencies, taking advantage of information that we've learned along the way throughout this game. Yeah, not trying to sound like a cocky person, but like if you guys want to learn how to get better at hitting, that inning was a clinic. One more out, we actually get a mercy rule here too. You generally want to try to get the mercy if you can, obviously, because it ends the game outright, prevents the possibility of a comeback. Tony Gwynn's going to run it down. GG's. Sorry for yet another short game, but I am 100% going to post this one just because of that top of the 5th inning. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to do my best to try to start responding a lot more to questions in the comments, specifically about my approach, strategy, stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, just off of an immediate reaction, if you want to learn how to get better, definitely watch that 5th inning back, because I feel like it was a really good masterclass on putting together everything we learned for the game and just taking it to them in that inning. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for all the love and support this year. You guys are crazy. My growth has been insane. I'm so thankful. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you next time in the next episode. Peace.